Hey everyone, this is Karen Waxman, founder of Retail MBA. Today we're going to be talking about selling at Chewy.com. So if you have a great product perfect for their website, this little training will give you some things to think about in regards to selling to them. With that said, let's get started on today's training. I have many clients who've succeeded on their website. Why? Because the massive online retail outlets are actually a lot easier to sell to than the massive major retailers, say PetSmart and so forth. Why? Because they don't need to hold inventory in stores. So if you sell to, say, a PetSmart, Petco, whatever it is, essentially, if they actually decide to put it in their stores, it's a major opportunity. However, they basically have to buy X number of units to put in all their stores. They need the packaging right. They need everything correct. They need the number of units they purchase from you to be shipped at a very specific time, number of quantities on shelf space and so forth. Online, it's a lot easier in that they don't have to care about packaging as much. And they also don't need to worry about massive quantities purchased immediately. So the benefit of selling to a Chewy.com is that they have a lot of eyeballs, a lot of people buying from them. However, they're not as complicated to sell to because they can just throw new products on their website. Each page is a new product. The more products, they already have people coming to their site. The more products they have, the more opportunity is. So they're a lot more forgiving than, say, a PetSmart, Petco, and so forth, which is why I like them so much. Clients have seen tremendous success with them, and that's something to consider. The downfall is they don't buy as much quantity because they don't have to buy as much quantity, right? They could work with you, say, on drop ship, which basically means that if they decide to do a deal with you and they want to do drop ship, that means that every time the customer buys, you have to set it up where you ship it to the customer directly. Now, it doesn't have to be you doing it, somebody you hire and so forth, or a third party. But essentially, there is that involved. And so, again, they could buy very small quantities and then put it on their website versus, again, they have to have a certain number of quantities in stores. The great news is that it's easier point of entry. The difficult part is they don't buy as much, but I have clients who do phenomenally well on online retailers. I had one client who just reported that he made $8 million on Lowe's.com just for his one product on their website only. So a lot of these online retailers can be phenomenal for you and your business. Chewy.com can be really fun for you because another reason you want to sell to them is because they have a good brand, they have a good name, and it shows highly if you do decide to go after the PetSmarts of the world, because if you can show proof of sales, people like your product, reviews, and so forth, that really does when you go back to PetSmart or whatever and try to convince them to get your product in there because you're like, I'm already selling on Chewy.com. And that does hold weight with some retailers, especially niche retailers. With the pet industry, there's not so many massive retailers that sell pet products. There's a ton of people who are selling pet products, but meaning niche retailers that are solely focused on pet, a lot of independent pet stores and so forth, but not necessarily like the massive ones where they can buy a lot of quantities from you. And so that's why Chewy's so special as well, because if you are selling a pet product, you probably know that you have a lot of your business will come from the independent stores and so forth. So it's nice if one website that has a lot of availability capacity to buy is interested in your product. It does help in your business overall. The final thing I want to say about selling at Chewy.com is even if you don't have a pet product, think about checking out their website. These retailers are selling all sorts of interesting stuff for the owner and for the pet who's buying, the owner. So never ignore a retailer. Also, if you have a consumer product that could maybe work for pets, but currently you're selling it somehow somewhere else, I don't know what it is. Maybe you're selling jewelry, right? Maybe you're selling accessories or something like that. Can you create dog collars? Can you create little dangles of something for pets? Can you start another business for the pet industry? It's something to think about. You'd be surprised at how many little things. Like I went into Petco the other day. They had adult snacks in there. If you had snack products, chips or whatever, they were selling it in my Petco that were for humans. You never know. So my point here is to take a look at their site, see what's going on. And even if you don't have a pet product, maybe you can squeeze it in somewhere or create a new product and fit that audience, because who doesn't want to work with these pets, right? Anyways, I hope that provided value. If you want to learn exactly how to approach, pitch, and sell to Chewy.com and other massive online retailers or the Petcos of the world and so forth, Please take a look at the link below. We have a free webinar that explains what we do and how we can support, and also specific strategies on that. I can have more time with you on that webinar. Just on the link below. Also, we have do-it-yourself programs, done-for-you programs, live events where we match make with retailers and so forth. All of that is listed below. Our website's retailmba.com. Anyways, thanks so much. Please subscribe, keep in touch with us. I hope this helped. Thanks so much.